Hey guys, Shecky here with another review. This time we got something a little bit different. This is an item that was sent to me like it was sent to a lot of folks, and just wanted to kind of talk about some high points about it, some low points. To be honest with you, I was kind of skeptical about this item at first. I just didn't think it would represent something that I'd need to carry a lot. I don't open a lot of bottles, so being that was the predominant item on this piece, I was kind of skeptical that it would be productive for me to carry. I've been carrying it for about a week now. Not every single day, but most days. I do a lot of screwdriver related things during the day, so it definitely was something that I was hoping I could get some use out of. And to be honest with you, it absolutely was incredibly useful carrying this little guy around, and I was very happy to have it on several occasions, and I'll talk to that a little bit. I carry a multi-tool pretty much every day, and I think that this technically I would consider a multi-tool. It may look like it's a screwdriver and a bottle opener, but it actually does a little bit more than that, and I'll talk about that as well. But it's important, I think, to not underestimate how useful this little guy can be. To begin with, as you can tell, it opens bottles, and I have tested it, and it does a great job of that. In a lot of bottle openers you kind of use like this. I use this one kind of in this kind of configuration, and I pop it open like that. I'm going to try this without spilling. Basically, like I said, I like to kind of grab it like that, get that up underneath the cap, and just pull open. If you're interested, IBC. Big fan, like IBC a lot. So basically, it works very well to open bottles quick, not abrasive on your hands or anything like that. So I want to leave the bottle opener part and just say it works really well as a bottle opener. If you open a lot of bottles, this thing's ideal. Now, as far as the other tools, if you look at the literature they include, basically they tell you have a 1/4 inch nut driver, Phillips head, and a flathead screwdriver. And basically the reason is if you pull this bit out, it's two-sided. It's got the Phillips head side and the flathead. It's got a little retention bearing there. See if I can get that to focus. Little retention bearing. And then the opening that the bit actually goes into is a 1/4 inch nut driver. Now, I have to go ahead and hit on my major criticism, and this could be just a problem with this particular model, this particular one, but this is actually not a 1/4 inch, and that creates all sorts of problems. My hope was I would be able to carry this with this in it, and then carry an extra bit, because I tend to use, and this is a number 2, but I tend to use number 1 bits more than I do number 2, so I was hoping I could pull this out, put this in, and I still have a driver. If you notice, however, I cannot. Now, my first thinking was, okay, I'm crazy. I'm just doing something wrong. There's something a little off. But the actual problem, and excuse me for getting scientific here, but I actually had to get my micrometer out to see. And if you look here, I'm going to take this bit, and this is actually 0.244 inches. So just shy, or a good bit shy of a 1/4 inch. If I take this DeWalt bit and I put it on the micrometer, you'll see 0.2, just shy of 0.25, which is a 1/4 inch. Which it should be a little smaller so it fits in an actual 1/4 inch nut driver. This is much smaller, So this is much smaller. So if I take my internal measure and I measure that, you see that is a good bit shy of 1/4 of an inch, 0.245, which means your average 1/4 inch bit is not going to fit in the Screwpop. I'm going to recommend to the creators that they quickly fix that, because that's a killer for me, because I'd like to be able to carry, a little pack of standard bits of all sorts of sorts of types. I mean, technically, this is what I got it out of. I could put any of these in here and use them successfully, any of the longer ones, I should say. Or even this, I could put this in here, and then I'd have a little extension, and I'd have a little magnetic end, and it would work great. But I can't do that because this hole is too small. So my one big recommendation for Screwpop is to immediately resize both the bits and the hole to make it work better. All in all, though, one of the reasons I really like this and really want to be able to use it with a variety of bits is, and I think Cutlery Lover showed this in his, is you can really put some torque on it. If you get a regular screwdriver and you put it in there, you can really put some torque on that if you need to. Downward torque, sideways torque, both sideways torque, you could really do a number if you needed to break something loose that was stubborn. So definitely some very positive things. Lightweight. I'll annotate the weight, but it's very light. I didn't even notice it was on my pocket. It took me a couple of times, oh yeah, that's right, I got that in my pockets before I really relied on it regularly and remembered that it was there. But overall, very good product. Price, let me pull that up here. Price on this thing, it's $4.95. Where I live, I pay sales tax, which is another 40 cents, and then shipping is $3.50. So your actual cost on this thing is $8.84 for me, at least. However, one of the things they point out on their website is you can ship 5 of these for the same price as one. So if you want to get together with some buddies, split the shipping cost, you can really get these for a great deal. Or even better than that, go ahead and buy 5 and give them out as gifts, stocking stuffers, attaboys at work, whatever. Just great little gift. It's a great, birthday present to leave in your drawer if you forget, some associate's, birthday, and you think, oh yeah, let me put that in there and say, hey man, happy birthday, and maybe even say, hey, I'll take you out and we can try on a couple beers tonight. Either way, or root beers. Either way, though, it's a really neat item. They've really found a good price point, but I really want to see them fix that size problem, because it is a problem. And this thing would go from a pretty neat little, doohickey to a really invaluable, keychain tool or pocket tool, especially if you're in a place where you want to be as light as possible, but you might very well need some of the tools on here. So, good item overall, but I do want to see some changes to it. I would recommend buying it, but I'd wait. Honestly, I'd shoot them an email echoing what I'm saying about the size and tell them once that's fixed, you're on board, and hopefully they'll get it fixed quickly. So this check out with another review, and y'all have fun out there.